microphone on? Oh, perfect. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday. Well, it's a Thursday now, so it's Thursdays with Friday. Oh, man. All right. Well, I've actually had a few iterations for this one because originally I was going to talk about listening and how after editing all these episodes of the podcast, I realized there's a huge problem with listening in the world right now. But actually, I changed my mind because I've had horrible sleep. I don't know what it is. Is it between the freaking moon eclipses and the full moons and all that stuff? Or I think myself included with, maybe more than half of the world right now is suffering from some sort of like sleep issue, like insomnia, staying up late, and that is making them live at maybe not at their full potential, because rest is extremely necessary. We don't really understand much about sleep, but the fun thing about it, these videos, by the way, if you're new here, I'm Fatih, your host, and I'm going to be here for a while. I'm in the forever game, so might as well go and subscribe sooner than later. Anyway, back to sleep. I think it's kind of the pillar of health between exercise and eating well. Sleep for me holds immediate importance right now, and that's why I'm talking about it. I've had a weird relationship with sleep ever since I can remember. My parents would go to bed past midnight, and I would either, stay up with them, or as my teenage years crept up, I just retreated to my room and then read myself to sleep. Adolescence, obviously, when you're a younger person, early 20s, there's a thing called nightlife, which is relatively new to humankind. We haven't been exposed to this many artificial light ever in the history of humanity. So it's obviously something new that we're calibrating and adapting ourselves. You get a chip from Elon, you'll adapt today. I saw one of these, it's kind of like a chip of some sort that they put on the top of your eyelid, and your eye has this weird LED flashing through it, and it's supposed to give you an augmented reality experience. Back to sleep. So according to a survey I was reading by Philips Global Studies in 2019, 67% of adults report sleep disturbances at least once every night. I think scientifically we don't really get sleep as much as we want to. And when I say that, I mean we don't understand it. It's still elusive. We can't really quite put our fingers on it. There was a good book I read about sleep, Matthew Walker, Why We Sleep. But I kind of feel like he's very confident in some claims. The part that makes sleep useful is the part of the dreams. Some various theories from Freud to Jung, none of them obviously haven't been proven yet, but from personal experience, I could totally say that if I have dreams, I feel well rested. So if I wanted to explain sleep in a naive fashion, I would say it's a necessary downtime for processing daily events and experiences. So we first experience reality around us firsthand, and then we go to sleep and then go deeper into some different sort of consciousness. We kind of shut off the outside world and then we process it on the inside. Musicians kind of know this because they try to play something over and over again, can't do it, go to sleep, wake up, suddenly you got it. Dun, 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 but in the morning, So they also say sleep on it whenever you're trying to give an important decision. That's why I keep talking about the freaking journal thing. In the morning, you get the answers. Wake up, write the freaking paper, and then, enjoy watching your life decisions make themselves. Paradoxically, when you fixate on the lack of sleep, you just can't sleep even more. So this kind of underlines the spontaneous nature of sleep, and that's the whole thing. It's how do I create spontaneity in life? And sleep is a third of our day, which is just completely spontaneous. The dreams are spontaneous. At the very least, you're not to your fullest potential when you're half rested, or you didn't go into the rapid eye movement. It's also, I like to think about it as a forgettery process. It's like a pruning. Like, imagine like a bonsai tree, and then you're kind of like, it grows, and then you kind of like trim it out to get the perfect shape, basically. So sleeping, it feels like it's a process in which your brain reorganizes, reshuffles, sort of forgets some parts of reality. It's in the example of the musician. We want to get the chords right. We need to forget the wrong parts that we're playing and then just focus on the right part that we're playing, right? So sleep helps with this kind of stuff. And it's necessary, just as eating and defecating and taking a shit. It's just the same way. You take in reality, process it, and then in the sleep, you kind of just like fart out the the unnecessary bits and just focus on the ones that need immediate attention and reaction and all that stuff. There's also this state called torpor. It's like being really aware, like when you're really tired, but you can't go to sleep, or just that moment before you drift off to sleep. It's a heightened sense of awareness of your fatigue, of your tiredness. In some cultures, they talk about like sleep being like death, like your mother's womb. Like you're kind of dead there. Like you're coming alive, but essentially you have no consciousness, no nothing. Like your death and sleep are kind of related. Like in ancient Greek, Thanatos, which is the god of sleep, and Hypnos, the god of sleep, and Thanatos are related. I haven't seen that parallel in the Hindu tradition. No relation between death and sleep, but in Islam, I know from the prophet's hadith, like he said, sleep is the sister of death, and the people of paradise don't really sleep, so you don't really need to sleep when you cross over. People have different approaches to sleep. To fully embrace human experience, we need to take in the darkness of sleep or dreams or whatever it may be. It's a necessary part of being a human being. Yeah, so getting enough quality sleep is more important than exercise or diet, I think. I'm not sure, but I'll see in the next couple of days, because I want to go to bed earlier and earlier and see. Humans have a disproportionately large amount of time that they need to spend in rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep, which helps with emotional circuits and fuels creativity. So what makes us human? It's choosing the traffic lights. So the quality of the sleep, to maintain the same quality, gets harder and harder as you grow. When you're a baby, you sleep like a baby. Beneficial to learning. So if you're trying to crack a language, if you're trying to crack a new skill, in life, you ought to get good rest, because it's going to help you retain all that information, frees up new space for memories. Remember the forgetting part. We have to free up the space for new memories. You cannot make up for loss of sleep. So if you have sleep debt, you can't really like compensate. If you fucked it up, you fucked it up. So sleep deprivation is linked to a lot of diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and weakened immune system. However, adequate amount of sleep provides all the benefits that you need, all the good stuff like the emotional regulation I talked about, improved memory, and physical recovery. This is a huge part for athletes. I spoke to Suri last episode, and fighters don't need motivation to go to bed early, right? It's just part of the job. Obviously, things like coffee, alcohol, nicotine can affect the quality of your sleep as well, depending on your constitution. Everyone's different, but if we look at it en masse, you're gonna have a harder time getting the good quality of it. Like, you can drink a lot and sleep, man, it's fine, but you're not gonna be recharged. It's like using a shitty adapter at your phone. It charges slow, it doesn't charge right. Okay, here's some tips for me. Having a regular schedule of I am going to sleep at this time every day. Today me has decided for future me. Maybe plan for your day and grab a book. No naps after 3 and relax before. So That could be reading, journaling, you know, planning, a little bit planning. If you look at a phone before you go to sleep, you're just like, and you put the phone down, your like brain is going like 60, 70 miles per hour, you know, and then you're trying to park that. When you're trying to sleep, you're trying to park a car that's moving with like 60, 70 kilometers per hour. It's like crazy. You can't do that. It's impossible. But there are people who hack this, like Edison would have this like metal ball or like a frying pan in there, and then when they fall asleep, the thing would fall down and then make like a huge sound, and they would just wake up right in REM, because REM kind of induces just relaxation, and you catch this moment of I'm in it. And then you have a pen and paper right next to you, and then you can plot. If you know somebody that would take benefit from this video, it would be an honor if you share it with them. And I will see you next week. It's a wonderful day, and I hope you're enjoying it to the fullest. I just wanted to show you the cafe. They've been at it for a long time. They've won a bunch of awards. This hill tribe, who's actually from Chiang Rai, just take a look at this place. How simple it is, but yet it's so well done, like well maintained. I was talking to this guy who's obsessed about finding enlightened beings, just a random character in where I live, and he was saying finding and spending time with people who are exceptional at what they do, like really, really good at what they do, it rubs off on you. Like if you're like, you know, freaking dancer and you spend a lot of time with a mathematician, like things that don't occur to you about dance can like reveal itself to you, and it's wonderful. In life, I think it's very well worth your time if you seek out people who are really good at what they do, pay money or serve them to spend time with them, and see how you change as a person for the better. If you look and go to people who are really, really good at what they do, one day you too can export coffee beans to a place like Japan, where they're renowned for providing quality service in the world, right? And if some people from Japan seek you out, then it means you're doing a really, really good job.